Let me start off by saying this. I currently stand at 6 feet tall, weighing at 320 pounds. I have a pretty athletic build. For my clothes, I usually wear a 2XL for my tops and my jackets, and my waist size is typically around a 40 in the waist and 30 in the length. And I hate plus size clothing. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to HP Fashion. If you're new here, my name is Zach Bobs, and today's video is going to be a very interesting topic. Something I've been sitting on for quite a while now. I just never really been able to put it into words. But you heard me right. I hate plus size clothing, and there's a whole reason as to why. So just bear with me for the next 5 to maybe 8 minutes, and I'll be sure to break it down in this video. Before we get started with that, if you are a returning member to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that like button so that as many people as possible can see this video just like how you are, and we can help further grow our community. Speaking of which, if you're new here to the channel and you're into Miss Fashion, Miss Grooming, Miss Lifestyle advice, hairstyle advice, relationship advice, any advice that can help you become a better version of yourself, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have tons of content covering all of those subjects, and we have many more coming in the near future. So let's provide a little bit of a backstory as to why I'm making this video. So as you guys know, I make content for not just YouTube, but for Instagram and for TikTok. And recently, in the last, I'll say maybe 6 months, my following has just kind of blown up, especially on TikTok, because I've been making content for bigger guys who find it a little bit hard to, make a lot of outfits work for them just because of their size and the lack of clothes that a lot of retailers tend to make. Let's make one thing perfectly clear. I have zero regrets about making those videos, and I will continue to advocate for my bigger guys out there, especially whenever I am asked. But the reason why I am making this video, the whole motivation for it, is because since I've been making those videos, it just feels like with my audience, my engagement is very low whenever I do not have 4 bigger guys slapped in the video as a subtext. But on the other side of this coin, whenever I would post a video that is targeted towards bigger guys and helping them out, that's when my engagement will be a lot better than the videos that I make on average, which sounds good on paper. You want to advocate for a certain community to uplift them and help and let them know that they can do the same things that other guys can. But at the same time, it feels like my audience has just heavily relied on that sort of content, therefore is having my other content being pushed down, which, as the sole contributor to this entire content creation for this community, that's not the direction I want to take my page, if all of that makes sense. And let's just make another thing clear. My content is not for just bigger guys exclusively. It is for all guys out there, no matter your size. But if you just so happen to be on the plus size, then my advice will very much well work for you. You just have to translate it in whatever wardrobe you have right now or that you're planning to get in the near future. Again, hopefully all that makes sense. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. When I came to that sentiment in my head, I felt like a piece of crap because I felt like I'm stepping on the toes of my community that has uplifted me up to this point, and now I am just borderline pushing them down in order to help boost the engagement with my content. And after talking with amongst some of my peers and my friends about it, I honestly feel like this might be something I need to be 100% transparent with you guys, just as the creator for this community. And I started to think about the more of the why I came to this point, because it goes beyond just having to just deal with the engagement for my channels, but it's just the entire dynamic when it comes to plus size clothing and retailers and consumers as a whole. I'm gonna give you a few reasons as to why, so that we're all on the same level here. First, whenever you do walk into a store that caters solely to plus size clothing, it always feels like the clothes that are in there are greatly exaggerated in terms of the proportions than what you are regularly expecting for that certain shirt or jacket to feel. For example, whenever the last time I walked into a DXL, it was probably maybe a little less than 6 months ago. I walked in and I would try on one of their XXL shirts because, like I said early in the video, I do wear a 2XL in most shirts and jackets out there. But whenever I did try on the jacket, and keep in mind, the salesman said that was their regular size in a 2XL, it felt like I was wearing a 3X or a 4XL from Walmart. And I know that might not be the case for a lot of other retailers out there. And I understand that, but at the same time, I've always ran into that when I go to these specialty sort of stores. Not only that, whenever these stores do have that sort of dynamic with their, consumers and their products, it seems like a lot of times they mark up the prices just in a really exaggerated way. Now, I understand that sometimes whenever you use more materials, you have to bump up the cost because it's just more expensive to make the clothes. Therefore, you're going to charge people a little bit more. I understand that, but sometimes you will buy a pair of jeans that you know good and well are no more worth than maybe what, $50, but they're being charged like $100 or $120. Or I even seen some jeans that would fit me semi-perfect, but they're marked up to be almost $130, which is something that I am not okay with. The last reason as to why it's a little touchy, so I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. The things that I'm saying to you guys right now are just simply my opinions. You do not have to take anything as say at face value and run it as facts, or feel like you need to go off on Twitter or anything like that and try to cancel your boy. Trust me, this is just my opinions and how I feel when it comes to the dynamic between retailers and consumers in this whole plus size thing. But for the last reason, I've never really been in love with the concept of having a sectioned off big and tall area or a plus size area for like 99% of retailers. Let's use the store Old Navy for an example. My sources have told me that Old Navy very soon will be dropping a clothing line that is catered directly towards plus size consumers. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds great on paper, and I would agree with you. I think there needs to be a lot more options for plus size people out there, but not in the way that Old Navy is doing it, and especially not the way that retailers have been doing it for just about all of time. And my question to Old Navy and all the retailers out there, why have these clothes sanctioned off? Why have a marketing campaign towards this? Why are you bracing your employees and your consumers to be amazed by this sort of thing? And again, I know it sounds great on paper, but just as a bigger guy who has to sometimes, dabble into the big and tall sections in a lot of stores, it doesn't particularly feel like I'm a part of everyone else whenever I am buying clothes. I feel like more of an outcast. I feel like I have to do a lot more for myself in order to consume the clothes that I want to enjoy just like everyone else, if all of that makes sense. And if you know me personally, I'm not the one to just throw out a question out there without providing at least my version of what the solution could be. And a little bit of a spoiler warning, I do plan on dropping my own clothing line, 2 clothing lines in fact, for you guys to enjoy. But what I'm going to do is, for the bigger guys out there, I'm not going to have a big and tall section. I'm not going to have just a later drop to say, hey, I'm also including these sizes along with my clothing line. No, I'm just going to incorporate those sizes that I know most guys are going to go for right off the jump, instead of just having it sanctioned off and just away from everyone else. No, you're gonna see your available size right there, right from launch. And I feel like that's what a lot of retailers should have done. I know these stores have been around for at least a couple of 100 years, or maybe even more than that. But I feel like whenever it came to the point where, plus sizes were being a lot more accepted, I feel like we should have dropped the paradigms of having big and tall plus size and just incorporate the sizes in the clothes that are already existing. But what do you guys think of everything I just said? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment sections below. Please be civil about it, and I'll be in discussion with you guys after I drop this video. But if you like today's video and you learned something from it, please be sure to hit that like button. When you guys hit that button, it does help spread the video out to as many people as possible so that they can enjoy this content just like how you did just now, and that we can bring more people into our community. Speaking of which, if you're new here to the channel, hi, welcome. My name is Zach. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're into men's fashion, grooming, lifestyle advice, hairstyle advice, relationship advice, any advice that can help you become a better version of yourself. We have tons of videos covering those subjects and many more to come in the near future. And if you're also not following me on Instagram and on TikTok, be sure to follow me. They're both at Mr. HP Fashion. I post a lot about men's fashion, grooming, lifestyle inspirations on both of those platforms. I'll have them both linked in the description below for you guys to go check out. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I'll see you next time.